So hey, YouTube diary. No Zwift race on Saturday, the 31st of August. I gave it a rest. My legs were tired, I must admit. I'd been racing for 7 days on the trot, and they deserved a little bit of a rest, but only so much so because I decided to do a not Zwift run. I decided to do a park run actually. Yeah, I'd been watching a video during the week. Ryan Condon, I'll put his description link and stuff down below. But yeah, he'd done a park run and he had done Chelmsford, which coincidentally is not too distant from myself. So it had been, I think, around 11 years since I've done a park run. So I thought, I'll give it a whirl. Now, I am not running much these days. I used to run a fair bit, but we're talking sort of 10, 15 years ago. But gradually over time stopped, and then a few injuries kind of sort of came in, and that was predominantly where you sort of you pick up again and think you're just as fit as everywhere. You go charging around after a few weeks, do intervals and all that type of stuff, and then the injuries would set in. So I was not very good at A, stretching, and B, just sort of having a measured, sensible approach to the running. But I have been Zwifting a lot, and I am conscious, A, I'm just concentrating on certain sort of types of activity, and B, becoming a little bit of a inside hermit and need to get out a bit more. So I decided to do the park run. Now, on the day, wasn't too bad. Chelmsford is a relatively benign course, I would say. It's relatively flat. There's a little bit of an out and back. You can see that is mostly tarmac, mostly sort of cycle paths, a little bit of a greenery there. There is a slight uphill that on a walk you probably wouldn't notice, but after 3k of sort of charging around, you sort of kind of does make you puff and pant for sort of 50 odd seconds. But I would say it's nothing to really worry about. So as such, relatively benign, and it's a nice sort of run to get back into, because if a 5k goes wrong, you can sort of pretty much walk home. When it goes wrong, the longer runs, you can have a really long day at the office. Not that fun. Weather on the day, a little bit of sort of surprising. I thought it was due to be quite a nice day, but it was cloudy and we had rain at the start, enough to make me want to sort of huddle under a tree, but not enough to really get you drenched. But that stopped after a few minutes. As always for me, I was overdressed. I've always been this sort of thing. I sort of wake up, and even in sort of about sort of 17 degrees, I sort of look at and think, oh, it's too cold. So full sleeve top and stuff like that. Didn't need it. Should have had a t-shirt, and I absolutely roasted going round. So yeah, for my experience, pretty daft. So how did it go? Let's have a look. So it came in a smidgen over 27 minutes. As I say, I haven't run much. I ran in July the 4th in the States. I just did a fun run there for Independence Day. And then I'd last run in February, I think. And then prior to that, it was December. So only about my third or fourth run this year. So sort of not really the background of training. But it was okay. In terms of splits, actually that's all sort of, let's have a look in Strava. So 5:43. I mean, I started slow. I started near the back. I wasn't going to sort of start near the front and try and sort of hold people up. Started near the back, so just took it easy. Didn't try and sort of charge around people if they were going slow. I just sort of slowed my pace as well. I have had in the past, once I got to the London Marathon years and years ago, got to it late, and then had to start, and I spent about a half marathon of sort of trying to dart around people, accelerating, jumping onto the pavement to get around people, and I must admit, by sort of 15 miles I was absolutely gassed, and just that was the end of it. So yeah, don't try and make the spaces, sometimes let them come to you. So yeah, after 2k it starts to sort of thin out. 3k's with a little incline. I would have liked to have done that slightly quicker actually, because I was attempting just to slowly ramp up the speed throughout the 5k, as I felt that the legs were going to hold up. But yeah, I was a little bit slower there. Just I guess I didn't really want to push into the hill too much. And then coming down fairly easy, and then the last kilometre, no sprint finish, but I just allowed the legs to stretch out a little bit. So that brought me home just to sort of 5k. So yeah, that was a relatively comfortable. I enjoyed it. So 27 minutes. I mean, could I have gone quicker? Yeah, but again, you risk the injury, and I am stiff today, so it's a little bit of a going down the stairs sideways. So while Zwift has certainly sort of maintained a little bit of aerobic engine, the muscles are different, and they are complaining a little bit today. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm going to try and do some more running. I mean, I think 1 or 2 runs a week would probably just allow me to ease down towards 25 minutes. If I want to go under that, I'm going to have to start running more consistently, and at that point I'm just going to have to manage my training, make sure I don't injure myself. So fairly happy with that. How does it stand in terms of old ones? So what did I do? 27:05, so just came in, according to the official results, just over the 27 minutes. I mean, as I say, I'd lost it. So it was 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago, I'd done that, 36:43. I think I did that with my daughter, who was a youngster at the time. So yeah, so I think we just sort of jog around. And then prior to that, 2013, I can't remember what I wasn't running much in 2013, but I had a couple of runs that I did, 1946 and 1855. So that was okay. But I think I was probably, just slightly better at that point. So yeah, I'm going to try and do it again. I'm not sure I'll do it next week, but I'll definitely try and do it in this in the next few weeks and just see if I can gradually progress. So there you go, YouTube diary. I will speak to you soon, and certainly for my next Zwift race. Bye.